friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time for our June Plan With Me video. For my theme this month, I wanted to honor Pride Month in using a rainbow of colors and a really fun color blocked alpha stamp set from Ali Edwards to make my titles super bold and colorful. So without further ado, let's dive into today's bullet journal. Remember, if you enjoy this video, to give it a thumbs up down below and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Let's get into our planners. Starting us off today, I'm going to be working on both my quote page and my title page at the same time because I wanted to carry over the rainbow of ink colors to both sides of the page, and it was easier to do so using one ink at a time. On the left-hand side, my quote is going to be "Kind people are my kinda people," which allowed me to use all, I believe, 6 kind people are my kind of people. Yes, all 6 of the colors of the rainbow. So I'll have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. On the opposite side, where I am stamping in my title, the month June, and then I will add a rainbow up above the word June there. That is where I'm using the color block stamp set from Ali Edwards. It's an alphabet stamp set. And I am using all of the same colors, but I'm also adding in the color teal and the color pink since I needed 2 additional colors in there as well. And I love the way that those all combine together and just make the word June super vibrant and bold. Next, I went ahead and brought over this rainbow stamp set, and this is from an older Ali Edwards Stories by the Month stamp from December of 2021. Because I have so much color on this layout already, I decided that I would stamp the rainbow in bold black, and I love the contrast that this gives to my whole page. One of the things I love about this little rainbow stamp too is it's got a bunch of different patterns throughout the the different sections of the rainbow. So some of them are just bold and filled in, some have plus signs, some are dots, and it gives it a really pretty handmade look. To finish off these 2 pages, I am drawing in an outline that will go around the quote and around the title page to give this a little bit of grounding, and then I will call my title pages done. We're going to flip the page now and get started on my calendar. For this layout, I'm going to go ahead and leave in all of the footage for putting together my June title. This is going to be exactly the same as my title page, and I'm actually going to use these alphabet stamps for all of my weekly spreads as well, and the titles for the last couple of spreads in my month. So I thought it would be good for you to see exactly how to use the color block title builder in order to create each individual letter. There are different pieces for each one. So the J has the bottom part of the J and the top part of the J. The U has the bottom part of the U, and then it actually has 2 additional pieces there to create the tail portions, I suppose is maybe what that's called. Then the N, there's the bottom half and the top half of the N. And the same thing for the letter E, there will be a bottom half and a top half. For the rest of the layouts, I'm not actually going to show these come together, except to just kind of give you an idea of where the letters are going to go. This one, I do have the full word June, but in my weekly spreads, I'm only going to use the first 3 letters to abbreviate the month title itself. Then I'm going to pull back out that rainbow stamp again and my black ink in order to stamp the rainbow on the right-hand side of the word June. So it'll be on the right page of this 2-page layout. I'm then going to fill in some other spaces in the monthly page with a couple of almost outline hand-drawn looking stars. I just thought that it would be a good way to sprinkle some more black around the page and also fill in some of those white gaps. For the inks that I'm using this time, the black ink is the only one that's from a store called Close to My Heart. That one is the archival black ink. And then for the colored inks, they are all Ali Edwards Crafters inks, which are a pigment style of ink, meaning that it sits on top of the paper a little bit better and doesn't sink in as much as, say, a dye ink would. For the lines in my calendar, I am using a micron pen. This one is in the size, I believe, point or 0.35, which is a 03 pen, if I'm stating that correctly. I am going to go ahead and close in all of my boxes. I prefer it this way versus having the vertical lines not there. It helps me to keep everything differentiated. And when I'm filling this in, gives me some very clear parameters of where to write in the events. I've also included spots to write down my 3 habits for the month. In previous monthly setups, those have been my goals for the month, but I found that I wasn't really going back and using that very much. So instead, I'm using this as an opportunity to state what my 3 habits I'm going to be tracking this month are. And then in my weekly spreads, I will have a little spot where I can tick off each of the days for each of the habits when I have actually completed them. The 3 habits that I am going to be tracking this month are going outside for 10 minutes every day, flossing my teeth, and also continuing a practice of learning to brush letter. I have a book that I work on filling out 1 page of brush lettering every day. And that is my monthly spread. So we'll go ahead and move on to the first of my weekly spreads. Another change that I have made in my everyday bullet journal planner, this book right here, is to have all of my weekly spreads be identical. So instead of having to come up with 4 or 5 different layouts that I can use, I'm just using the same layout for the entire month. And then when I get to the next month, so July, I will change it up and come up with a different layout that I can then repeat for the whole month of July. This helps to make the whole process of putting my layouts together simpler, because I'm using the same stamps, I'm using the exact same layouts, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every single page. For this one, I have the right-hand side of my layout is going to be dedicated to my dailies. So you'll see that I will draw out a bunch of straight lines that separate the page into 7 spots, 1 spot for each day of the week, starting with Monday. On the left-hand side, I am covering the page with a bunch of different trackers and planning tools. The box or the grid that I have drawn in the upper left-hand corner, that is where I'm going to input my weekly meal plan. So I've got the title piece at the top where it's going to say meals, and then I have 1 box for every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, where I can write in our meals when the week begins. So it's a great way for me to plan out meals for the week. Next to that, I have a box that I'm going to use for listing out some shopping items that I would like to pick up when I'm out on my errands. Underneath the shopping box is going to be my daily habits box. So I have a place to add the title. And then I also have 3 additional lines for each of the habits I'm going to be tracking and little tiny boxes for each of the 7 days of the week. At the bottom of the page is my daily tasks tracker. I did mess up on accident and I drew the lines all the way up to the top when I shouldn't have. So I took a piece of the grid paper or the dot paper from the very back of this book and just trimmed out a piece that I could paste in to cover that up. And you will know now that you've seen me do it, but I don't think anybody else would know if they did not see me actually fix that mistake here in this video. I am also using a variety of Tombow markers to write in the days of the week in the rainbow of colors. So just another way to bring in a little bit more color into this layout. I am using the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink in order to get all 7 days of the week. Next, I'm going to start working on my titles. So for this one, I'm using a really tiny alphabet stamp set from Carrie Bradford Designs, or Carrie Bradford Studio, excuse me. And this one, I'm trying to remember what it is called. I will definitely have all of my supplies linked in the description box down below. So if you're looking for any of these stamp sets or ink colors or any of the pens or papers I'm using, you will find everything down below. I've also pulled over an Allie Edwards stamp set from the Week in the Life release for 2022. There were a ton of really awesome stamp sets that included all 7 days of the week that are perfect for bullet journaling. So I pulled one of those off that has Monday through Sunday, and then I used that tiny alphabet stamp set to stamp in the numbers of the day. And I did that again in that rainbow of color inks. Now we're going to fill in the rest of this. So I've got my 3 habits, I've got my daily cleaning tracker and my meal planner and my shopping box. For my daily cleaning tasks, I always do the same 6 things every day, and I am tracking them here. So I make the beds in the morning, I do a load of laundry, I declutter portions of the house, wipe down the counters in the kitchen, vacuum the floors in the main spaces, especially underneath the dining table, and do a deep clean on the sink. The final thing that I'm adding into this layout are some daily rooms that I'm trying to get to. So I have my tasks that I do on a daily basis, but I also try to deep clean 1 room every day. Monday, I do main rooms. Tuesdays, I do bathrooms. Wednesdays are offices. Thursdays is the basement or the toy room. Friday is the kitchen, Saturday is the bedrooms, and Sundays is what I just call a reset, where I'm just trying to get done or to get the whole house reset and ready for Monday. Now, just like the title page, for these last 2 pages in my monthly layouts, I'm going to use a combination of the outline alpha stamp. That is an older one from Feed Your Craft that's no longer available, but any outline smaller stamp set will do. And then I'm combining that with the color block stamp set to create my titles. The left side is going to be a bucket list bingo page, and then the right side is going to be a June memories page. So these have taken the place of my habit trackers and mood trackers. I found that I wasn't really using either one of those pages, so that's why I've added the habit trackers to each of my weekly spreads. I am much more successful at checking those off when my planner is open on the weekly spread out on my counters versus having it on a completely different page. So to take the place of those original layouts, I decided I wanted to have this bucket list bingo page where I could jot down 24 different ideas for things we could do during the month of June. And then the right-hand side, the June memories, is a place for me to just add in 4 photos from the month that recap some of the things that we did. Going back over to the bingo card here, I did stamp the star into the middle to act as a free space, and then we're going to go ahead and write in all 24 items into the bingo card. I will read these out loud to you in case there's something that you might want to add to your bucket list for June as well. Here we go. Celebrate first day of summer vacation, Father's Day get-together, go on a picnic, ice cream date, visit the zoo, go on a hike, work on a yard project, go to a playground, read a book by an LGBTQ plus author, make rainbow art, go on a family trip, have a bonfire, make iced tea, food truck dinner, play a board game, complete a puzzle, ride a bike, new toys for cats, make a strawberry rhubarb pie, walk downtown, visit the library, have a play date, organize or declutter a room, and dinner on the grill. So those are my 24 items. If this is an idea that you like, you are more than welcome to use some of mine or come up with some that you might want to do based on your family's interests. Last but not least, I'm adding my June tab there to the side to make it easy to flip to the page, and we'll go through the final flip through here. I hope you enjoyed this month's setup, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up on the video down below. I will see you back here next month for another plan with me, or next week for another video. Until then, have a great rest of your week, friends, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye now.